Once it's ready, it's time, you can start, Nana.
I can start?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः।
Shall I chant, Nana?
I will limit it to a few verses only.
Okay.
You go to verse number 11.
Okay.
श्रीभगवानुवाच अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यथतोऽन्यथा ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वामृतमश्नुते अनादिमत्परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासदुच्यते सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखं सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति सर्वेन्द्रियगुणाभासं सर्वेन्द्रियविवर्जितम् असक्तं सर्वभृच्चैव निर्गुणं गुणभोक्तृ च बहिरन्तश्च भूतानाम् अचरं चरमेव च सूक्ष्मत्वात् तदविज्ञेयं दूरस्थं चान्तिके च तत् अविभक्तं च भूतेषु विभक्तमिव च स्थितं भूतभर्तृ च तज्ज्ञेयं ग्रसिष्णु प्रभविष्णु च ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः तमसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम् इति क्षेत्रं तथा ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः मद्भक्तये तद्विज्ञाय मद्भावायोपपद्यते प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव विद्यनादीवुभावपि विकारांश्च गुणांश्चैव विद्धि प्रकृतिसम्भवान् कार्यकरणकर्तृत्वे hetu prakrutiruchyate purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktrutve heturuchyate purusha prakrutisto hi bhukte prakriti jangunan karanam gunasangosya sadasajjoni janmasu upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha ye evam veti purusham prakrutim cha gunais saha sarvadha vartamanopi nasabhoyo bhijayate dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechidatmanamatmana अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे अन्ये त्वेवमजानन्तः श्रुत्वान्येभ्य उपासते तेऽपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः यावत् सञ्जायते किञ्चित् सत्त्वं स्थावरजङ्गमम् क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञसंयोगात् Tadvidhi Bharatarshaba. Yeah. Now, Mrunali madam, she had a question yesterday. I deferred it to now. Has she come?
Jai Gurudev Nanaji.
Yeah, Mrinal, go ahead.
Yeah. Once the ignorance is removed, is that a permanent thing, or again the person can go into ajnana?
Please say it again.
Once ignorance is removed, the person becomes it can be equated to moksha, and
Yes.
that and can that condition be is that condition permanent, or is there going back again into ajnana?
There is no going back, madam. Good question. There's no going back. Yad gatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. This is a guarantee by Bhagavan. Yad gatva, having gone where? Nanivartante, there is no return. Tadhama paramam mama. That is my abode. That abode is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is to be realized Jnanena. When you asked a very good question, when the ignorance is knocked off, is that moksha? Yes, it is moksha.
Thank you, Nanaji.
Jnanotpatti. In the Atma Bodha, there is a verse. Krutva jnanam swayam nashyet jalam katakarenuvat. I forgot that verse. Ajnanan manasopadhehe kartruttvadini chatmani kalpyante ambhugate chandre chalanadi.
Chalanadi Iva Ambasa, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. When you have knocked off ignorance by the Atma Jnana, Swayam evatmanatmanam atmanatmani tushyate sukham achantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam vetti yachatayvaya sthitas chalate tattvataha yam ladva cha param labham manyante na adhikam tataha tasmin stito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Having realized who you indeed are, there is no unsettling that state of yours. Did I answer you okay, madam?
Yes, Nanaji, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we were dealing with what? 11th verse or 12th verse? Brahmara yesterday?
I think we came to the 12th verse.
About which one?
12th verse. 12th.
Okay. Yeah, we will just about cover 11th verse. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnana ardha darshanam etad jnanamiti proktam ajnanam yatato anyatha. Anything opposed to this is ajnanam. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam. Okay? As to who you are, adhyatma jnana nityatvam. Nityatvam is always. You are always at the doors of that kind of a chintana, adhyatma jnana chintana, nityam, nityatvam, tattva jnana ardha darshanam. This darshanam happens in the mind. Tattva jnana ardha darshanam. What is the tattva jnana ardha? Tat tvam asi. That is the final artha for tattva jnana. Tat tvam asi. You indeed are that. You are that, not that you will be that. You are that is the clarion call of the Shastra, of the Chandogya Upanishad. You are that. Only thing is you have forgotten. Ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. People like us, ajnanena jnanam avrutam. That jnanam with which we knew we were tat. Tat aham asmi, aham brahmasmi. That we knew earlier, but we have forgotten. When we have forgotten, what happens when you have realized who you are? Tattva jnanardha darshanam. Tattva jnanardha is tat tvam asi, aham brahmasmi. That kind of a thing, darshanam. That should be kind of contemplated all the time. In the 10th chapter, Bhagavan has said, Machitta madgata pranaha bodhayanta parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Those people who are very beloved to me, their attributes are like this, their conduct is like this. Machittaha, their minds always absorbed in me. Madgata pranaha, that is all their activities of pranas. They are devoted to me. Madgata pranaha, machitta madgata pranaha. Bodhayanta parasparam. Parasparam, mutually, those people will keep on teaching each other as though Bodhayanta parasparam kadhayantischa mam nityam. Kadhayanti, they keep on talking about me and my Swarupa Lakshanas. What are the Swarupa Lakshanas? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Tadeva Nityam. Tadanyat Sarvam Mithyeti. That kind of a thing. Okay? Parasparam Bodhayantaha Kadhayantasya Mam Nityam Tushyanticha. With that Kadhanam, they talk about me and my Swarupa Lakshanas. They will be very, very happy. Tushyanticha. They will be absolutely satisfied. Ramanticha. They revel in that. That is the Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattva Jnanadha Darshanam. That all these are considered to be Jnanam. Etad Jnanamiti Proktam. This is said to be the means of knowledge. Ajnanam yathato anyatha. Anything opposed to this is Ajnanam. Right? Now, the next verse. Arjuna's questions were 3 pairs of questions, isn't it? Prakritim purusham chaiva, kshetram kshetrajnameva cha, etad veditumichhami, jnanam jneyam cha keshava. Prakriti and purusha. Prakritim purusham chaiva. Then kshetram kshetrajnameva cha. The second set was kshetram and kshetrajna. And finally he said what? Finally he said what? Jnanam jneyam cha keshava. Jnanam and jneyam. What is jnanam? What is the means of acquisition of all these things, knowing all these things? And what is jneyam? What is that which is required to be known? All this. Then Bhagavan started answering, not with Prakriti, not with Purusha. He started with Kshetram. He has completed Kshetram and he has completed Jnanam. Etat Jnanam iti proktam, Ajnanam yadhato nyadha in the earlier verse. So Kshetram and Jnanam were covered, and Kshetrajna was as though covered. In the second verse of this chapter, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. That in a way he is covered, okay? Now, he is covering, after Kshetram and Jnanam, he is covering Prakriti and Purusha. No, he is not Prakriti Purusha. He is talking of the Jnaya Vastu, what is required to be known. What is required to be known is not like any object in the Jagat. That Param Brahma, Anadimat, Param Brahma, na Sat, na Asat, iti uchyate, Jnayam yat tat pravakshyami, yat jnatva amritam ashnute. You will attain to immortality, having known that Anadimat, it is beginningless. Param Brahma, it is the Supreme Brahma. Na sat, na asat, iti uchyate. Jnayam yat, what is to be known, tat pravakshami, that I am going to unfold. Yat jnatva, having known which, amrutam, immortality, deathlessness, ashnute, you will gain, you will attain to deathlessness. That is samsara sagarat mokshyase iti ardha. Anadimat, it has no beginning. Param, it is supreme. It is anantam, limitless. Aparichinnam, okay? Tat Brahma, that Brahma, which is Anadimat, beginningless, and Param, Tat Brahma, that Brahma, that is said to be neither Sat nor Asat. Sat means what? Sat Padartha, that is which is available to my sense organs and mind as an object. This Param Brahma is not like an object. Now, Asat, not that it is not there. It is there, but you have to make an effort with the proper means to know what it is. What is to be known, that I will tell you clearly, knowing which you gain deathlessness. That Brahma, which it is said has no beginning, is limitless, neither existent nor non-existent. Why is Bhagavan saying, which it is said? Iti uchyate, it is said. What is that it is said? The Upanishad Vakyas say this. Bhagavan as though is leaning on the Vedanta Vakyas, Upanishad Vakyas. Na sattanna sadichyate.
Nana, I have a question. Na sat on na sat and na asat. So satyam param, satyam jnanam anantam brahmam we say, right? So how
Yes.
brahmam is not satya?
No, it is not. In this context, what Bhagavan is saying is, it is not an object of your senses. Na sat means it is not an object of your senses.
Okay, so the this meaning is different from the satyam jnanam anantam brahmam.
Very right. Correct.
That brings me to one question, Nana.
Yeah.
Which is right. I understand the context, that the context is different, but how do we know in which context what is to be interpreted? Because isn't it that how does that subtleness come, where subtlety come, where you know
that is why Shastra says Shastra vicharam swatantrena na kuru. On your own, please do not undertake the dissection of the Shastra Vakyas. Nasattanna saduchyate. Earlier Bhagavan said what? Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha. That Bhagavan cannot be saying something which is contradictory to what he has already conveyed. This is to be understood as an object of your perception. And na asat iti uchyate, not that it is non-existent. Hey Arjuna, I have covered already. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayoho api antaha drushtaha. Ultimately, the truth of these two vakyas, whoever knows very, very essentially, very, very nicely, tata tattvadarshinaha. Those people have what? Understood what is reality. Tattvadarshinaha means, tattva means there's reality. Tattvadarshinaha, people who have realized that reality. Okay, good question. Good question by both of you. But it is in this context we must understand that. Na sat, it is not sat. But what happens to Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma? So that is the debate in your mind, which will be answered in the following verses. That is why it is said, this Brahma, what is Jnayam Brahma? This Jnayam Brahma is Anadimat. Anadimat. Anadimat means it is beginningless. What is beginningless is essentially, it cannot be non-existent. Is it not? It cannot be non-existent. And what is beginningless ought to be Sat. Why is Bhagavan saying na Sat? It is not Sat like you see a car, like you see a plane, like you see a deer. Okay? Like you see a flower in a garden. It's not an object of your senses. Okay? Na sattanna saduchyate. Yeah, can I go forward?
Yes, and one more thing, like when we talk of Brahman, it's always opposite values, like he's closer, also he's far, also he's Sat, also Asat, also. So sometimes it is very difficult to understand, but anyways, if we understand Brahman, then we are anyway Tattva-gyani. So,
All
yeah.
these are said, madam. All these are said for us to debate in our mind, why is it is said? Let me think about it. Like in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the father tells the son, tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva. By proper contemplation, tapasa means proper contemplation, brahma vijijñāsasva. That Brahma you wanted to know, you know that by proper contemplation. And what kind of proper contemplation? Yato va imani sarvani jayante. What all you see here, which are objects, from where they take birth. And after having taken birth, with what they get sustained. And at the end, into what they go away. Tat vidignyasasva, that you understand. Tad brahmeti, that is Brahma. Then you have to contemplate. Tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva. My dear son, you please think about it properly, contemplate, and you will get the answer. That is why the opposites are given. You will come across all those opposites very shortly in this chapter itself. And now see here, this 13th verse. Can I cover the 13th verse now?
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
Nana.
Okay. Now see here. Sarvata panipadam tat sarvato kshishiro mukham sarvata shruti malloke sarvamavruchya tishtati. Beautiful. Sarvataha. Sarvataha means in all spheres. Okay? Sarvataha. The one who has hands and feet on all sides. Tat, Tat Brahma. Tat is what? Tat Jnayam Brahma. That Brahma, which is Anadimat, which is Param, and which is to be known, that Jnayam Brahma. Tat Sarvataha Pani Padam. Pani is what? Hands. Padam is the feet. It has got hands and feet everywhere, on all sides, on the top and bottom. Sarvataha Akshi Shira. Sarvataha Akshi Shiror Mukham. It has got on all sides. Akshi means what? Eyes. Shiraha means head. Okay? Shiraha. Sarvataha Akshi Shiror Mukham. Shiraha, heads, and the Mukham is the mouth. There is one other thing missing here. Sarvatokshi Shiror, Shiraha, one who has eyes, heads, and mouths on all sides. Heads and mouths. Okay. Heads and mouths. Okay, maybe that's all. Heads and mouths on all sides. Shiraha, Mukham. Mukham is the mouth. Okay. The mouth using which I am talking now. Shiraha is the head, which is having the thinking faculty also. Akshi is what I am seeing. I am seeing some of you like that. Sarvataha, this has got eyes everywhere, heads everywhere, mouths everywhere. Okay? And Sarvataha Shrutimat. Shruti is what? The ear. Okay? Shruti. That is how there are two things, Shruti Vakya and Smriti Vakya. Smriti Vakya is that which is kind of stored in the mind. Shruti Vakya is that which is picked up through the ear. Shruti Vakya. Previously, all the truths of the Upanishads have been taught by the gurus to the Shishyas, and when there were no written texts, no manuscripts, the guru used to teach the Shishya, and the Shishya used to get by heart. And the same Shishya, when he became a guru, he used to pass it down to another batch of Shishyas. That is why it is called Guru Shishya Parampara. The Veda Vakyas are Guru Shishya Parampara. It has come from Guru to Shishya, Shishya who became a Guru to Shishya, etc. Guru Shishya Parampara. That is how it is said. Shruti. Smriti is what is available to the mind. Like Mahabharatam, Ramayanam, and the plenty of the Puranas, all these things. All those things which are written, they are Smriti Granthas. Sarvata Shrutimat. It has got ears all over. Loke means not in the words, in the people of the words, Sarvam Avritya, enveloping everything. Sarvam Avritya, pervading everything. Tishtati, it remains. What is that Tishtati? That Jnayam Brahma, that Anadimat, that Param Brahma, that Param Brahma, that Anadimat, Jnayam Brahma, Sarvam Avruchya Tishtati, that Jnayam Brahma, the one who has hands and feet on all sides, the one who has eyes, heads and mouths on all sides, the one who has ears on all sides and in all sides of the people remains pervading everything, ears and eyes and heads and mouths on all sides. Where it is not, it is difficult to say. It is everywhere. Sarvata Panipadam Tat, Sarvatokshi Shiro Mukham, Sarvata Shruti Malloke, Sarvamavruchya Tishtati. This verse may be giving you some impression about what you have picked up in the Purusha Suktam. Is it not?
Yes.
Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha.
Sahasraksha Sahasrapad.
Is it not? It's kind of that. Now, this is having all hands and feet and everywhere, all eyes, heads and mouths, and all ears everywhere, and it remains. It remains. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam. Earlier, Madam asked why these conflicting inputs are given in the Gita, in the Shastra, that conflicting inputs are coming here. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, Asaktam, Sarvabhruchaiva, Nirgunam Gunabhoktrucha. Nirgunam Gunabhoktrucha. Even though he is the bhokta, enjoyer of the gunas, he is a nirguni. Nirgunam Gunabhoktrucha. And asaktam sarvabhrucheva. Even though he is a supporter of everything, he is unattached. How can you be unattached and still be supportive? Sarvendriya gunabhasam. He is the one which gives the shine to all the indriyas. Sarvendriya vivarjitam. He does not have any indriya. Earlier you said something else. He has got eyes, heads and mouths everywhere. And he has ears everywhere. And sarva mavruchya tishtati, you said. Now you are saying sarvendriya gunabhasam, sarvendriya vivarjitam, asaktam sarva bhrucheva, nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Go through the pratipadartha, you would know. Sarvendriya gunabhasam, appearing as the attributes of all the organs. He is appearing as the attributes of all the organs, guna abhasam. See, the word abhasa has got one meaning. Abhasa is like you see a snake on a rope. There is no snake on the rope. But you have seen the snake. That is true. You are seeing is true. Whether the snake really exists there or not, you were having seen that snake at that place, which is the place of the rope, is true. That's not debated. But that abhasa is superimposition. That abhasa is by an error of ajnana janita judgment. There is a snake that is superimposed on the sadvastu, which is the rope. Abhasa. Sarvendriya guna abhasam. Here, this abhasam, it does not give that meaning, but what it says is, it is the one which will give as though the chaitanyam for the indriya, sarvendriya guna abhasam. It gives the required light. The chaitanya, yesterday we have covered the chaitanya between the 7th chapter verse and this chapter's verse. The Chaitana we have covered, isn't it? That Chaitana is given by this Anadimat Param Brahma, Nasattanna Saduchyate. That Param Brahma, he gives the shine to the Indriyas. And so Swakriyardeshu Indriyaha Vartante, so that they will conduct themselves in their own respective spheres of activity. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, appearing as the attributes of all the organs, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, and free from all the organs. Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, as though it does not have any Indriya. But earlier you said he has got Chakshuhu everywhere, and Shrotraha everywhere, and Sarvatokshi Shiromukam, heads and mouths everywhere. Now what happened to that? You contemplate. We will come to that. How we need to contemplate what is being conveyed. Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, free from all the organs, asaktam, unattached. Sarvabhrutcha eva, though he is a supporter, sustainer of all these indriyas, though he is a supporter of all this, because Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, that is a support required, but he is unattached. He is not worried whether the ears are functioning properly or not, whether the eyes are seeing properly or they have a cataract vision, he is not bothered, unattached. He is only a sakshi. He is only a witness. Witness who does not interfere. Asaktam, sarvabhrutchaiva, nirgunam, free from all the qualities. What are the qualities? Why mentioned three here? Free from the three qualities. In the Sanskrit, there's no three. What is this three here?
The sattva, rajas, and tamas.
Exactly. Maya janita triguna. Because Maya itself has trigunas. Trigunatmika Maya asti. Tataha satvarajastamo gunaha sambhavati. Nirgunam, he does not have any of those three gunas. Gunabhrutcheva, and he is the experiencer. Gunabhoktrucha. Sorry, it's not Gunabhuk. Okay, Gunabhoktrucha. He as though experiences the results of these three gunas. Sattvarajastamo gunas. Gunabhoktrucha. That Brahman again, Jneyam Brahma, Anadimat Brahma, Param Brahma, na sattanna saduchyate. That Brahma appears as the attributes of all the organs. He appears. He is not the attributes of all organs. Appears. He is free from all the organs. He is unattached. And yet he is the sustainer of everything. He is free from the three qualities, the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, and he is the experiencer of the three qualities. Sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. He is the bhokta. He is the bhokta, but he is not attached. What is being said is the Jneyam Brahma, who is Anadi, who is Param, who is Nasattanna Saduchyate, he is indeed the Kshetrajna. He is indeed the Kshetrajna. Arjuna's 6 questions are as though boiling down to only 5. Purusha. This Purusha is what? Purusha is that Anadimat Brahma, that Param Brahma, that Brahma who is said to be Nasat, Na Asat iti Uchyate, and that Param Brahma, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vibhajyitam, Asaktam Sarvabhrucheva, Nirgunam Gunabhoktrucha. That, why is it said? Why all this is said? Because Ajnanena, the Kshetrajna, has as though become the Bhokta. Ajnanena, because of Ajnana, the Kshetrajna, who is not attached and who is not the Bhokta, he appears as the Bhokta. He appears as the enjoyer of the attributes of the gunas. That is the Bhokta. Ajnanena. When you remove Ajnanam, Sarvendriya Vibhajyitam will be easy to appreciate. When the Ajnanam is removed, Sarvendriya Vibhajyitam, there are no Indriyas. Indriyas are all objects. Objects means you are not able to see the Indriyas, but you are able to know the Indriyas. You are able to know the effects of the Indriyas. You are able to know that the ear can hear, that the eye can see, that the nose can pick up some gandha. All these things you are able to know. And any knowing is attributed to knowing a particular object. So you are objectifying the effects of all these indriyas. He is saying, he asaktam, he is unattached, even though he is enjoying gunabhoktrucha. It is that ajnanam that you will have to always consider. With ajnanam, all these things, sarvendriya gunabhasam and guna bhoktrucha. He is the guna bhoktrucha. He is the enjoyer of the outputs of the indriyas. Okay? Guna bhoktrucha. You remove ajnanam, He is none of these. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That Brahma appears as attributes of all the organs, is free from all the organs, is unattached, and is the sustainer of all, and is free from the three qualities, and is the experience of the three qualities. Okay? Now, Bahirantasya Bhutanam Acharam Charameva Cha Sukshmattvata Davijneyam Durastam Chantike Chatat. Beautiful verses. Durastam Cha Antike Chatat. Even though very far, he is so very near. Even though very far, for the Ajnani, he is not knowable. Antike Cha, he is so very near. He is so very available to you if you properly think. Bahihi antasya, bahirantasya bhutanam, acharam charamevacha, sukshmatvat avijneyam, because of the subtle nature, avijneyam, it is not knowable. Durastam, even though, durastam means, even though, stam is what? Nivasam, okay? Gruhastha, the one who is in the gruha is considered gruhastha. Durastha means one who is far away is durastha. Antike chatat, he is so very near. Antike chatat. Yeah, can you go to the Pratipadarthas Brahmara? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Bahihi outside. Antaha cha inside also. Bahihi antascha bhutanam, of beings, of people like you and I, of the things that we see in the Jagat. Bahirantasya bhutanam acharam, that which does not move, charamevacha, and indeed that which moves, sukshmatvat avijneyam, because of its subtle nature, avijneyam, sukshmatvat tat avijneyam, that which is not knowable, that which is not known, chatat, that is what? That jneyam brahma, that kshetrajna, tat durastam, durastam, which is far away. Far away means it's not available for your grasp. Durastam, when it is not available for your grasp, when you don't properly think, when you do not have the amanitvam, adhambitvam, ahimsa, krantirajyavam, ityadi noble qualities. If you are devoid of those qualities, he is durastam. Durastam cha antike chatat. Supposing you have acquired all those qualities in abundance, antike chatat, he is simply available to you as though he is one in you. Antike chatat. And that jnayam brahma is outside and inside of beings. It is that which does not move. And indeed what moves? It does not move. It does not move indicates what? This is indication of sarvagatatvam. It has occupied everything. When it's occupied everything, where does it have yet another place to move? From that point of view, it is anantam, satyam jnanam anantam brahma. That anantam is indicated here, which does not move. And indeed, what moves? What moves is what? The kshetrajna, ajnanena, he thinks he is the jiva, and so that movement is there, automatic. Because it is subtle, it is not known, and it is far as well as near. These are the things to be contemplated upon. These are the things to be, how is it possible? How the pairs of opposites are possible? How is it possible? See, in the Upanishad Vakyas, they talk of these conflicting opposites in greater abundance. So that these are the inputs for us for doing contemplation, nididhyasana, dhyana, and we'll have to do that nirantaram, without any let or hindrance, without any giving it up. Okay? Machitta madgata pranaha bodhayanta parasparam Kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha satatam kirtayanto mam. Satatam, that is important. Satatam, always. Kirtayanto mam yatantascha drudhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta vapasate. That kind of an attitude, that kind of a pursuit is required to understand and live the conflicting Vedanta Vakyas. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha stitam bhuta bhartru cha tajneyam grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. Bhagavan says, Atma, I am Atma, Gudakesha, Sarva Bhutashayastitaha. I am Atma, no, Aham Atma, Gudakesha. This Atma, I am in every being. Ahamatma Gudakesha, Sarva Bhutashayastitaha. I am Atma. I am the Atma in everybody. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In you Kshetrajna, in me Kshetrajna. Are these two the same or are they different? If they are same the same in the third person also? Are the same in all the persons? Are the same in the mountains? Are the same in the rivers? Are the same in Akasha? Are the same in the entire Jagat that I see? Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Avibhaktam. Vibhaktam is what? Divided. Avibhaktam cha, though undivided. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Even though undivided. Vibhaktamiva cha sthitam. It appears as though it is divided. Your Atma, my Atma, your Kshetrajna, his Kshetrajna, her Kshetrajna, as though divided. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu, vibhaktameva cha sthitam, bhuta, bhaktru cha, tat gneyam, grasishnu, prabhavishnu cha. Tat gneyam cha, tat gneyam is what? Tat Brahma. Tat gneyam Brahma, Param Brahma, Anadimat, Param. Okay? Nasattanna saduchyate, that gneyam Brahma, that is what is to be known. Avibhaktam cha, even though undivided, bhuteshu, in beings and elements. That's important. This is where, in the first verse of the chapter, Bhagavan said what? Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramichya vidhiyate. This body, this sharira means pointing out to Arjuna sharira, or maybe pointing out to his own body. He was saying idam shariram. So the mistaken impression could be it is only limited to the body, the kshetra means. But here clearly he is saying in beings and elements are what? They are available not only in you, in everybody and all around. So entire Jagat is considered here. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu, vibhaktam iva cha sthitam. Bhuteshu, in the beings and elements, vibhaktam iva cha, as though divided, seemingly divided. Sthitam. Sthitam means that is what remains. Like Gruhastha, Sthitam, okay? Bhuta Bhartrucha, though sustainer of all beings, Bhuta Bhartrucha, that Bharta is what? The sustainer, the one who is a supporter. Bhuta Bhartrucha, Tajneyam, Grasishnu, he is the one who is the Devara. This was shown amply in the 11th chapter, isn't it? In the 11th chapter, Arjuna was stricken with fear, seeing Bhishma, Drona, Krupacharya, not Krupacharya, Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, Tadhanyapi Yodhaviran, and all those people belonging to his army also, his side also, they are entering with tremendous speed. Yatha nadinam bahavombu vegaha samudramevabhi gachanti. Like even the rivers, when they are nearing the ocean, their speed as though increases. Okay? as though increases. Like that, with tremendous speed, all these people, all these Mahaviras like Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, all those people are entering Bhagavan's mouth, and Bhagavan's, they're getting stuck in between the teeth of Bhagavan. Daustra Karalani Bhayanakani. In those canine teeth of Bhagavan, they are getting Sandrushkinte Shurnitaihi Uttamangaihi. Their shiras, their heads were being shattered and being rendered into powder when they enter Bhagavan's canine teeth. All those things Arjuna has seen. So that is that Grasishno is the Devara. Prabhavishnucha, the one who is the creator also. He is the creator and he is the Devara. He is also the supporter. He is, though Adi Madhyantara Hitaha, he is the Adi for the Bhutas and he is the supporter for the Bhutas and he is the Antam for the Bhutas. And that is to be known as the one who remains undivided in the beings and who is seemingly divided, who is the sustainer of the beings and elements, and who is the devourer and the creator. Who is this fellow? That Kshetrajna, that Jneyam Brahma. Jneyam yattat pravakshami, yajñatva amrutam ashnute, anadimat param Brahma, na sattanna saduchyate. That anadimat Brahma, that Jneyam Brahma, that Brahma who is Param, and that Brahma who is na sat, na asat iti uchyate, and that who conforms to all those things, descriptions in these slokas, and he is the one who is the supporter and who is the creator and who is the liquidator also. He is the Layakaraka, he is the Srishtikarta, and he is the supporter. Right? Srishti Sthiti Layakarakaha. It is one. And for our convenience, we have, through the Puranas, have given as though three people. Srishti, Brahmaji, then Sustena, Sthiti, Vishnu, then Layakaraka, Ishvara. We have created the three murtis. Okay, that's okay. But essentially, it is the function of just one. Just one. And this function of just one also, as long as we are swimming in Ajnanam, when the Ajnanam is knocked off, even this function is knocked off. Because when Ajnanam is knocked off, is there Jagat for you? There's no Jagat. When there is no Jagat, where is the creation of the Jagat? Where is the sustenance of the Jagat? And where is the Layakaraka required for the Jagat? All these things will be knocked off. That is why Gita Acharya says, Ajnanena vrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. People like us, we get deluded. Tena muhyanti, we get deluded because of the effects of Ajnana. Ajnanena jnanam avrutam. And Jnana Param, we are Kshetrajna. And Kshetrajna na karoti, na karayati. Kshetrajna neither does nor makes anybody else do. When such is the case, why is it we are seeing all these things? That why itself is Ajnana Janitam. Any question is Ajnana Janitam. Jnanotpatyanantaram, no question will arise. And that Jneyam Brahma, Jyotisham api tad jyotihi, tamasa paramuchyate, Jnanam Jneyam Jnanagamyam, Hridi sarvasya vishtitam. Jyotisham api tat jyotihi. Yeah, can you lift this slightly?
I think Renal had a question. And I'm thinking it must be such a beautiful state to be in, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Nanaji, what happens to the Sanchit karma then? That also is burnt, is it?
Panchikaranam, all those things are part of the Jagat. Everything goes for a toss.
No, she was asking about Sanchita karma.
No, no, no. I'll tell you what. Sanchita karma is for who? For the one who has
Ajnani.
the bhavana. Ajnani, very right. Very rightly said. And when the kartrutva bhavana is knocked off because of jnana, this karma phala, karma itself is not there. Where is the question of karma phala? When the jagat is not there, jagat janita karma is not there, karma janita phala is not there. Where is the sanchitam? Where is anything?
Yeah, thank you.
So what I'm saying is, it is very difficult to relate ourselves to this fact of the matter because we are swimming in ajnanam right through, all through our lives. We are immersed in ajnanam, and ajnanam is having the last laugh as though, okay, covering all of us, covering all our minds, and it is enjoying itself. We should make that maya janita ajnanam come to an end. By what? By proper adoption of the jnana sadhanas, amanitvam, adhambitvam, ahimsa, kshantihi, adyavam, acharya upasam. See, all these things are words, but when you put into practice, you would know it requires a commitment, it requires a shraddha, it requires a belief that it is going to make you a better person. And this is for mumukshutvam. This is a word from Bhagavan, and I fully believe that. That is shraddha. That is shraddha. And shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpara samyatendriyaha. Jnanam labdha, after having obtained jnanam, param shantim adhigachyate. He will attain to very infinite peace. Param shantim adhigachyate. That these are the Shastra Vakyas. We must have total Shraddha in them, and we must make a beginning in that direction to get on to that. There may be a lot of doubts on the way. There may be a lot of conflicting influences because of these doubts. We must relegate all these conflicting things to the background with Shraddha in what? Vedanta Vakyas. Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing more purifying than jnanam. That is the Vedanta Vakya. Jnana plavena iva vrujinam santarishyasi. Get on to the boat of knowledge. With that only you can cross over this samsara sagaram, which is full of vrujinam. Vrujinam is papam. All those things are said, and we are as though listening, but we must make a beginning to live what we have listened. Jyotisham apitad jyotihi tamasaha paramuchyate jnanam jneyam jnanagamyam hridi sarvasya vishtitam. Tat means that jneyam brahma, and which is what described as param, that which is described as anadimat. Anadimat means what? Anadimat includes what?
Includes Ajnana also.
It is Anantam also.
Anantam.
Anadimat, it is beginningless and it is endless. Anantam. Satyam Jnanam Anantam, that Brahma. And Nasat, na Asat iti uchyate. That why is that conflicting inputs given regarding Jneyam Brahma which is said to be Anadimat, which is Anantamat, and which is Param. Why it is said na Sat, na Asat? It is for us to understand that Sat indicates as a kind of an object of your perception. No, it is not. You can't objectify that. But having gone there, there's no return for you. Okay, it's a permanent residence there. Jyotishama pita jyotihi tamasaha paramuchyate. It is, I will simply run through the Tatparya. We will cover this verse tomorrow again. That Jnayam Brahma, the light of all lights, is said to be beyond ignorance. Jyotishama pita jyotihi tamasaha paramuchyate. It is beyond ignorance. Beyond ignorance. How do you know that it is beyond ignorance? In your room, which is very dark, supposing you flick on the light and there is a lot of light, and in the neighboring room in your house, there is no light. In the neighboring room, do you see light or darkness?
Darkness.
Darkness. How are you seeing the darkness? You keep on protesting that you can't see anything in darkness, but how are you seeing darkness? Tamasaha paramuchyate. This light of all lights, it lights up even darkness for you to perceive. Even darkness is lit up for you to perceive. How do you know it is darkness? With what are you seeing darkness for you to objectify that? That is it. Jyotishama pita jyoti. That Jnayam Brahma, the light of all lights, is said to be beyond ignorance. It is knowledge. It is that which has to be known. It is that which is arrived at by knowledge, and it is present in the minds of all. It is present in the minds of all. In fact, the mind is Atma. That is what? Mind is the Kshetrajna. That Kshetrajna with Ajnana Kavaram has become the Jiva. We will cover this tomorrow. Any doubts also, we will cover tomorrow. Okay? Hari Om, everybody. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Nana. Thank you.
Hari Om Tali.
Hari
See you
Om.
all tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you.